Welcome back to the channel, guys. I've got some good news for you. It's gonna be a fun day of riding right here. Man, I've missed my bike. I'm glad winter's behind us. How many of you guys have been missing your bike? I've had a lot of chores and we've had a lot of rain. It's really nice to get back out on the road again and be out making videos for you guys. Man alive, what a great day. What a great day. We're gonna take some back roads, that way I don't have to yell. So let's get to the video. Alright guys, as many of you know, I truly enjoy and love the outdoors. I've actually got another channel that's kind of an outdoor channel that I'll do some hunting and fishing videos on, maybe a little bit of archery. But today, where I'm headed, I'm actually pretty excited about, because I love nature and wildlife photography, which is another channel that I have started up this year. It's called Dale Frazier Photography. It's another YouTube channel. And if you guys like photography, I'd love to invite you to come over and check out that channel. But over the past month, and I've mentioned it in a couple other videos, I've been putting up a lot of fence and doing that kind of stuff. I've got my fence for the most part done. I still need to put one more strand of barbed wire on the top, but I've got it good enough to keep my dogs in and the stray dogs out. But I've also been building bird feeders and also been building some bird houses. And we've already had one pair that's had a set of babies, and they've moved on already. The springtime's going by really quick. But anyhow, it's also a migration season for a lot of your birds that migrate. And I love my bird photography. And today what we're doing is we're headed to the grocery store and we're going to get some oranges. I spotted an oriole this morning, and that's the first time I've seen the orioles here this year for the migration through East Texas. So I'm hoping to lure some of them in within camera range so I can get some pictures of them. That's just one more thing I love about this bike. Is we're headed to the grocery store right now. I did stop by Tractor Supply yesterday and I got the big bulk seed bags for the bird feeders. But since I seen the oriole this morning, I need some oranges. They like oranges. And then there's also a couple other birds that we've got. Indigo bunting, I've been hearing him, I haven't seen him. And guys, I'm really excited. I know it sounds dorky, but I just really love photography. I really love nature and wildlife photography. And I'm so excited, like a kid waiting on Christmas. I've been waiting for the orioles to get into town. And they're here, or at least one was for sure. And to me, that's a good sign. So I'm going to try to get me a nice little feeder set up just specifically for the orioles. Rose-breasted grosbeaks. I've got several pictures of them. I've got a picture of the blue-breasted grosbeak. And I'll throw up pictures of those so you guys can see what they are if you don't know what they are. A lot of you are probably familiar with the eastern bluebird. I've seen him a handful of times, but I hadn't been able to get any good pictures of it. I've gotten some decent pictures of some crows. I've got a red-bellied woodpecker that lives on my place, and I've got some pretty fun photos of her as well. So that brings me up to another topic that I hope you guys will enjoy participating in, and that is, what are some of your other hobbies? I know we've got other guys that are ham radio operators, and they've been using their bikes for the POTA, which is Parks on the Air, is what POTA stands for. And basically they're riding their bikes and they're doing it's normally a low watt rig setup, trying to make contacts with other parks on the air and people on the air from the parks, which is kind of a fun deal. And if you guys are not familiar with ham radio, it's just it's another fun hobby, if you will, kind of like photography. So anyways, like I was saying, I know we got some of the guys that are doing that off their KLRs. I'm headed to the store right now to get some oranges so I can do a little more bird photography this week. I think we've got about 4 or 5 days with no rain, which I'm actually looking forward to. I still need to get my bike in the shop. That's another question. How many of you guys have already got your bike in the shop and got the fuel system, fuel pump replaced and fixed and all that? I still need to do that. I've been dragging my feet on it because I've got to basically either ride an hour, and I'll probably end up trailering my bike an hour because I'm not going to wait around for them. It may take a day or so to get it done, and I don't want to spend an entire day. If you guys just seen that red bird that flew by, it's called a summer tanager. I do have several of them over there, and that's actually what I was looking for when I found the oriole, so sorry about that. I haven't got a good picture of the summer tanager. They typically don't go to feeders. They like eating fresh insects and stuff like that, so they're a little harder to get on camera as far as for me trying to get a good setup. I've got some pictures of them, but they're awful. Sitting on a fence post, looks kind of like they look kind of like a cardinal, the summer red tanager. And I'll throw up a picture. Like I say, don't slaughter me on this, guys, because it's not a good picture. I'm still working on a setup. I've got another feeder that what I've been doing in the morning is I go around and collect all the June bugs I find. I've been putting the June bugs in that one, and they've been coming to it. So hopefully we can, here in the next couple of weeks, maybe we can get some decent pictures of the summer tanager. Might even be cool if we get her with a June bug or a beetle or something in her mouth too. So, but they're just another beautiful bird. Sorry about that. I get sidetracked easily. But again, guys, I'd like to hear from you guys. How many of you got your fuel pumps fixed? And what are your other hobbies? Oh, I didn't even mention fishing. We've got some springtime fishing coming up. We're going to be doing a little bit of fishing off our bike as well. I've got some camping trips coming up. I'm going to do some close to home camping trips. And this year's big event, as you guys know, last year I went to the East Coast and I went all the way up north and rode around with my buddies up there. This year, what I'm kind of planning on doing and what I've got in the back of my mind is trying to do 2 different events this fall. So I'll just go ahead and put a bug in your ear. We're looking at Texhoma as one event, and then I've got a guy that's contacted me, really nice guy. He's got some property in central Louisiana, and it's right off the river, and I think that would be a good draw for you guys that are closer to the eastern side. And that's going to be probably my 2 big events. I'm still going to ride to the Gulf Coast this year. I don't think I've got, well, I know I don't have the money in the budget to make it to the West Coast. I was truly hoping to go to the West Coast this year, and I'd really like to meet up with my friends over there, the A to Z Composites, but I know funding isn't going to be available for me to make a trip that long. I know I've seen other people complain about some of the issues on the Gen 3 Tribe, our Facebook group, about some potential funding issues they're experiencing this year as well. I'm right there with them. I get it. I'm still hopeful, guys. We're going to make the West Coast. I just don't think I'm going to be able to pull it off this year. As you guys know, one of my daughters lives on the East Coast, and I'll be flying Angie out there. We're trying to get that paid for right now. That way I don't have to worry about that. And then the Gulf Coast, my other daughter has been down there several times. She's also into birding, and she picked me out a spot down there that's got some decent camping down there. Also, I'll be down there at the Gulf Coast, so that way I can dip my boots into the 3rd body of water on this same KLR. We've been quite a few places with it. And again, we're going to be doing some great camping videos coming up soon. Again, guys, we appreciate your likes, comments, and subscribes. Be sure to comment below. Let me know how your fuel pump change went out, and what are your other hobbies that you enjoy doing that you take an advantage to use your bike to get there and have fun with. Again, guys, thanks again for all your support. Couldn't do this without you. Have a blessed week, and let's go ride.